This is The Rumor Report with Angela Yee on The Breakfast Club.
So listen up.
All right, well, Fat Joe is suing his accountants. He lost over $300,000 in an alleged Ponzi scheme. He said he first noticed that several Amex accounts had been opened under his wife's name without their knowledge. The credit cards were used to make multiple large purchases, including tuition payments. And those tuition payments were for his former assistant, who he fired, Vanessa Rodriguez, for her daughter, and $40,000 in combined Uber and Uber Eats charges. He said he also noticed several of his business entities were missing large deposits. One of them was Sneaker Addict Touring. It was shorted out of more than $300,000. He says the money was mismanaged by funds because his accountant, I guess, was allegedly running a Ponzi scheme. So he said the company tried to cover their mismanagement by involving players from the Colorado Rockies, Houston Astros, and Chicago White Sox. And accounts were open, Amex accounts also in the names of these MLB players, Jose Iglesias, Luis Garcia, and Dayan Viciedo. These accounts were then used to essentially transfer funds from one client's account to the other so the accounting firm could operate without actually using cash, allegedly.
Sue the hell out of them, Joe. I hope you get all your money, too.
Yo, could you imagine you see tuition payments for your assistant? No, for his CPA's assistant.
Yeah.
That's wow. That takes some balls. They just going Amex to tuition.
Yeah,
and act like you're not going to see it.
That's
I mean,
that's wild.
But you know what? He didn't see it for a while. You know, it was after the assistant got fired that he noticed some irregularities. And so, yeah. And Fat Joe's had issues before with his accountants, so this is not the first time. All right, now Snoop Dogg recently made an appearance on Stephen A. Smith's No Mercy podcast, and he did make this announcement.
And then we bonded over the years, and we've been a part of each other's life. And I'm going to tell you this, you're the first one to hear this. Me and Dr. Dre been working on an album for the past 2 months, and it'll be done in November. And it's produced by Dr. Dre. It's our 30th anniversary to Doggy Style.
Wow.
And the name of the album is Missionary.
Why that name?
The first album was Doggy Style.
I don't know if I like that name, yo. Because that name says, like, you know, we older now, so we not into the tricks we used to do. You know what I mean? We're just keeping it nice and basic now.
It's facts.
I don't know if I like the name Missionary. But I'm happy to see Snoop and Dre back in the studio together.
Yeah, I want to hear the music now.
All right, now Kodak Black has apologized. He went on social media, he was on live, and he apologized to PNB Rock's girlfriend for a post that he made after PNB Rock passed. And, you know, he had said, kill yourself and things like that. And here's what he had to say.
To bruh girl, I was angry at that moment when I first heard it, because I had just woke up that day when it happened, and I had like a migraine. I was killing me, and it was like hearing that you know, I just went with what everybody was saying. Like, oh man, she posted the address. Like, before I even like really try to, you know, just starting to come out 3 days ago. They made it seem like she posted the address or she was something like you said. Cause at the end of the day, I don't care about no like that. That's my dog. But any one of my dogs, like, I don't care about your girl. I could care less about her. But, you know, I pay my respect, okay, like, you know what I'm saying? But other than that, like, I don't wish no bad on her and shit like that. So I give my apologies to her. I hope she keep her head up.
I'm glad he gave an apology. He said something, too, in there that you know, that most people do. He was like, I just saw what everybody on the internet was saying, so I just ran with that. Which is what 95% of people do. They don't think for themselves. They wait to see what the internet is thinking, what's the popular opinion online, and then they run with that.
Yeah, and, you know, she was robbed as well, and she had to witness this whole thing happen and then have social media gang up on her and turn against her and accuse her of all kinds of awful things.
Yeah.
She already felt terrible, so imagine the trauma that she was dealing with. And then to have this happen. And so, again, you know, showing some love to the family members, to his girlfriend Stephanie as well. All right, and that is your rumor reports.
Also, there's a bunch of different sex positions that Snoop could name the album other than Missionary. Okay, like I'm just saying. I looked a few up just now. You know, of course, you probably wouldn't want to call it 6ix9ine. I understand why, but then you got the corkscrew, you got face off, you got the pretzel dip, you got the G Wiz. G Wiz would be dope because of the whole, you know, G thing. You got the cowgirl's helper, you got the wheelbarrow, you got the Magic Mountain. reverse cowgirl, regular cowgirl. You got cowboy.
I don't know if cowgirl would be a good name for the album.
I'm just saying. You got cross booty. You got the caboose. You know what I mean? You just can't go missionary after Doggy Style is what I'm saying. You know what I mean?
I mean, that's where you usually go. You go Doggy Style and then you go missionary.
No, actually, you go missionary and then you go Doggy Style. That's usually how it happens. Yeah, I'm just saying.
He's getting old now, so just missionary.
Hey, that's what I don't like, though. I don't want them to just feel like, they just basic and they old now and they just, going through the motions. No, not Snoop and Dre. They need something bigger. Pretzel Dip. Let's go. New album, Pretzel Dip. Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre.
I don't know about that one.
Yeah, I don't know about Pretzel Dip, bro.
I ain't even look to see what the Pretzel Dip was. Hold on, let me see
Look at you, you know what the Pretzel Dip is.
Pretzel Dip, lie on your right side, your partner kneels, straddling your right leg and curling your left leg around their left side.
Maybe not Pretzel Dip, bro.
With this sex position, oh no, this should be it. With this sex position, you get the deeper penetration of Doggy Style while still being able to make that important eye contact. Or if penetration isn't your thing, your partner can easily grind up against you, stimulating your clitoris.
Okay.
Pretzel Dip. That's the new album, Snoop. Deeper than Doggy Style.
Well, speaking of Pretzel Dips, who you giving your donkey to?
4 after the hour, we need Senator John Kennedy to come to the front of the congregation. We'd like to have a word with him, please.
All right, we'll get to that next. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.